Good evening. I am your ghost host, Mr. D, and I've come to bring you another episode of Tales of Darkness. But first, a word from our friends at zombiecards.com.
Zombiecards.com. When you want your e-greeting to be dead on.
Tonight, we begin a series of tales that all have one thing in common. A seemingly innocent thing. Puppets. The first story in our series, A Dream Not Deferred, will be read by our resident ghostwriter, M.T. Graves.
For as long as he could remember, Benjamin had wanted to be an entertainer. He loved seeing the traveling shows that would visit his small town, featuring singers, dancers, acrobats, and clowns. But above all, Ben was enthralled with the ventriloquist's act. The jokes weren't all that funny, but nevertheless Ben loved the banter that took place between the master comedian and his dummy. One act in particular captured Benjamin's soul, that of Lionel and Louis. One could swear that Louis had a mind of his own as he ruined Lionel's jokes with sarcastic barbs. After he saw the act for the first time, Benjamin knew what he wanted to be more than anything else in the world. His father, Benjamin Sr., or Big Ben, as he liked to refer to himself when introducing his son to friends, had long planned on a medical career for little Ben. In spite of his son's reluctance to formally study medicine, of which Big Ben was oblivious since he never took the time to notice anything about his son other than little Ben's precocious skills, such as his knowledge of the anatomy and internal organs of small animals, and only those because they played to his own egocentric interest in having a respected surgeon in the family, he proceeded with his letters to influential friends at prestigious medical schools, paving the way for little Ben's acceptance. But now Ben had other ideas. He could be a ventriloquist like Lionel. He practiced for hours in front of a mirror, speaking without moving his lips. The only thing missing was a partner. He practiced with his sister's dolls, but they were totally unsatisfactory since they allowed him no opportunity to manipulate a movable jaw and head. And when Clara complained to their mother when he decapitated her favorite doll, Benjamin lost even that chance to work with those poor substitutes. He would have to buy a dummy, so he approached his father with the idea. When Benjamin's father learned that his son wanted to become a vaudevillian comedian, a common clown, he exploded in a rage. He ranted for a quarter of an hour about how lazy and worthless his oldest son was. Benjamin merely sat in silence and endured. As a matter of fact, eventually he began to smile as if he had just had the grandest idea of all time. The next morning at breakfast, Benjamin asked his mother and brother and even Clara if they would like to watch his new act. "Certainly, dear," his mother said, "but wouldn't you like to wait for your father to join us?" "He doesn't want to see my act," Ben replied. "He hates me." "Oh, I'm sure that's not true," said his mother. "Oh, yes, but I don't care. I don't need his help. I can put together an act all by myself. Let me show you. I call my act Big Ben and Little Ben." Benjamin left the breakfast table and disappeared into the parlor, only to return within seconds, carrying a ventriloquist doll. When Benjamin sat down and put the dummy on his lap, His family saw to their horror that the dummy sported the head crudely made up in clown makeup of Benjamin's own father.
Oh my, I guess little Ben got his dummy after all. Please come back to the crypt for another tale of darkness. And don't forget to visit our friends at zombiecards.com. Good night. Sleep tight.
Benjamin.